I thought it was about time for a ultimate tips for thin and fine curly hair part 2. It's been a year since I did my last video. I have discovered some new things that work for me and I want to share them with you, so let's get into it. So as you've probably guessed, I have thin and fine curly hair, and I have basically spent all my life up until this point, 28 years, trying to get my hair to work with me and look good, and for the curls to last and be hydrated but not too hydrated. Like, it is a whole project and I have things to share. And I am not gonna repeat any tips from the last video. So if you want to know kind of like the basics for me, the things that are really important that you have to have down before you get into this, or at least want to combine with this, I would go to the first video. So the first tip is use a satin or silk pillowcase and or satin or silk bonnet. So with my hair routine, I try to do things that keep the natural hydration, the level of hydration of my hair that I have from the moment that I like style it, blow dry it, wash it. I want to keep the hydration, but I don't want to add a lot of product during the week. I don't want to add heaviness. I don't want to make my hair too heavy so that it will fall down and the curl will just stretch out because there is too much moisture. It just is a case with thin and fine curly hair. It's gonna get like stringy and heavy. You're gonna lose the curl if you put too much heavy product in it. So one thing that I love to do is use satin products to protect my hair during the night. It works really well for me. Right now I just sleep with a silk pillowcase. It just makes my hair last, it makes it less frizzy, it just keeps your curls fresh and good looking for 3 or 4 days. Like on the 4th day, I can usually still just hop out of bed, shake my curls up a little bit, and I am good to go. Like, it works so well. I'm not saying that it's gonna work as well for everybody. Like, people have different hair. You can have thin and fine curly hair but still not have the exact hair and the exact like wear of your curls as I have, of course. But for me, it really works to just keep in that moisture that's already there, to reduce any like frizziness or weirdness that can happen with a cotton pillowcase. So I've switched and I've really enjoyed that. Another thing that I've been really enjoying when I do feel like my hair needs a little bit of a boost, I need to refresh it a little bit on the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, maybe 5th day after washing. If I feel like my hair is kind of limp, it's kind of stringy, or maybe it's a little flat, or maybe there's a weird piece somewhere that's kind of like sticking out or is suddenly straight, what I will like to do is use a clothing steamer on my hair. Now listen carefully. Be careful with this. This is not meant to be close to your head. This is not meant to touch you or be too close to you because you can get burned. So be really careful. Be sure that you do not burn yourself, but you can use a small clothing steamer and keep it far away from your head. Like, it needs to be far away, but the steam can kind of like go towards your hair. It can reach your hair, and then naturally that steam makes your curls kind of like come back to life. They start forming again in their natural curl shape, and this is much less invasive and it needs much less styling than actually adding styling product to your hair. And that's also why it's an easy thing, an easy way to refresh your thin and fine curly hair, because you don't add any product but you do get the shape of your curls back. So it kind of depends like how far gone my hair is, how long I'm actually doing this for. And sometimes I really focus on one part of the hair or the other. Maybe like this is a little limp, I will focus over here. And usually when I steam it, I'm just like doing that for 5-10 minutes, I don't know. I don't really have to touch it. Like, I don't scrunch it up, I don't do anything with it. I let it dry, and then maybe at the end I kind of shake it up. But it's just such a nice way to easily, quickly refresh your hair without adding anything heavy. So this is the type of clothing steamer that I am talking about. Like, this is just a small portable clothing steamer. Like, the steam comes from here, you can fill it in here, and it's just a really easy way to refresh. And it only costs like, I don't know, 30 euros, 40 euros. So it's a thing that you can keep on using, and that will save you a lot of time. I will put any specific products that I mentioned in the description box if you want to know what exactly I'm using. Then, for the next tip, if you do want to add some more hold to your hair, if you want to refresh your hair and you do want to add a little bit of product to maybe get a little bit of shape and volume back, like if you feel like you need a little more, then one tip that I also got from my hairdresser, I do have to give her some credit, but something that I've been doing is I'm taking this type of mister. This one is from Curly Girl Movement. This is also where I use the styling gel from that I always use. So this is a mister, and I mix in this mister a little bit of the styling gel that I use, and then I mix it with water. I shake it up, and then I can spray that over my hair. And because it is a slight bit of this styling, it can kind of like refresh my hair without making it too heavy. It really thins out the product. And something that I also really like to do is if I feel like this part is a little bit too flat and I feel like it's not curling exactly the way that I want to, I've been having some issues with that. I'm not always happy with this part now, but I will just spritz a little bit over here, and then I will get a little clip and I will clip it like this. So I will clip it together and I will let it dry like that, and then it will have the hold and it will have dried in a shape that I enjoy more, that has a little bit more volume. So you can kind of like play around with different ways to refresh your hair that are not as heavy. And that clip in the hair situation, it's kind of like my thing now. It's kind of like my fourth tip. So I am wearing my hair in a clip, like in a bigger or smaller clip like this a lot now. And one of the reasons is it will give me a lot of volume. It will actually add to the volume in my hair, and it will keep my hair out of my face if I want to, without it like making it look flat or kind of like disrupting the curl pattern. Because if I will take my hair out of my face and if I will put it in a bun or a ponytail, my hair will not come back from that until I wash it again. Like if I start wearing my hair completely up, that's it for that week. I do not go back to wearing my hair down. Even if sometimes like there's this magical moment that I have worn my hair in a bun, I go to sleep with my hair down, I wake up and I can just wear it down. Like that happens once every 3 years, and it's always very surprising. Like that almost never happens. But so if I want to keep my hair out of my face, I will clip it like this because it keeps the curls in the right pattern and it will add volume. And if I want to have that volume hold even more, I will do the spray with a bottle with a little bit of water and styling gel. So I've been really enjoying different ways of keeping my hair out of my face. And the message is just like, find ways to wear your hair that will make it last longer. It's just something that I've been kind of experimenting with. And then we're on to the last tip. I feel like I have to say it. I feel like I have to say this. Some of you might find this a little basic, but I just have to say it. A little while ago, maybe a few months ago, I saw a video on TikTok of a girl that was asking how she could make her curls last. She had really long hair, she had curly hair, but she couldn't get her curls to last. In the comments, there was kind of like this conversation going, and I realized that she had never gone to the hairdresser. And of course, there can be reasons for you not to want to go to the hairdresser, and you do you. But generally, I would say if you want your curls to look good, if you want to have effortless curls that just fall the way you want them without too much work, if you want them to look good when you wake up without having to spend an hour restyling it, I would say find a good hairdresser and get a good haircut that fits your curl pattern and your needs. I always notice such a huge difference when I have gone to the hairdresser. Now it's been a few weeks since I went, and there's just a lot of volume. It's just all working out. It's all looking like in shape. I'm just really happy generally with my hair, and I don't have a lot of work on keeping it like fresh looking, good looking throughout the week. But just before I went, I was like, I cannot get my curls to look good anymore. It's just so much work. I can't do this anymore. I can't find the strength anymore. But yeah, I just have to keep that up. And I just feel like if you feel like you can't really make your curls work, kind of look at where you're at with how your curls are cut. And maybe if you don't have a hairdresser that is really good at cutting curls, try to find someone else. Like, I know it's scary to get your hair cut by someone you don't know, but it might be that just changing your hairdresser could make a world of a difference. And I also feel like this aspect is a little bit easier to forget about sometimes. Like, you kind of get into this flow where your hair is not working out and it's kind of like this downward spiral until you realize that you have to get a haircut. If you have any more questions, if you have any tips, anything that I should try out, let me know down below. Also, I will link my playlist with my curly hair tips. Watch my other videos because this is really just an addition to those. These are just extra tips, but you need to know the basics. And then I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.